PFL finals finally here. First round, featherweights and welterweights this Friday, August 1st. And let's break down the main card from bottom to top. We got to get these predictions in. But before we get to the main card, we do have two opening fights in our main card. There are very interesting matchups. And starting us off are middleweights, Jordan Newman versus AbdelBaset. I've actually covered Newman once or twice already in this channel. I think he's an upcoming prospect. I think he's a promising prospect, an American amateur wrestler. As a matter of fact, he's starting to remind me of a young Chris Weidman when Chris first hit the scene in the UFC. What I love about these type of American wrestlers when they first break into the scene is that it takes a while before people can figure out or deal with their aggressive and powerful wrestling. It seems like no one can stop their takedowns. I do notice that his stand-up is very limited, and typical of an American wrestler, powerful but lacks combinations, lacks setups. As mentioned though, it seems like that won't be a problem because people are still trying to figure him out. And until then, this guy's going to keep putting his hands on people. And he doesn't have to worry too much right now with this opponent, AbdelBaset, who I'm not even sure what he's doing in the main card. AbdelBaset, one of the last times I saw him fight, he got dominated via wrestling versus Shipman, the guy that just beat Phil Davis. Granted, Phil Davis, Shipman are both at 205s right now, so it could be a fact that AbdelBaset was just fighting out of his weight. But I've just never seen anything impressive out of this guy. Very flat-footed, very slow, very tankish. I mean, even his striking is not explosive, it's not sharp. It looks very amateurish. He's definitely not going to have anything to offer against Newman, not in the stand-up and definitely not in the wrestling. The fact that Shipman was able to submit him in the second round easily leads me to believe it's going to be the same story here with Newman. I see Newman taking him down and submitting him either first or second round. Second fight of our main card. We stay at the featherweight, and we have an exciting clash of strikers, okay? Hear me out. We got Adjoudj versus Yves Landu. Both of these guys are far from being great, period. However, they come to fight. Asael tends to be a more disciplined striker, but his striking comes from his shoulders. It's very, very weird. He almost reminds me of those rock and sock and robots, just straight from his shoulder. Doesn't really put too much hip or drops his levels at all. But boy, does he have combinations. So although I find his striking a bit awkward, he throws punches in bunches, and he's always aware of where he's at in a fight and where his opponents are. So if he clinches, immediate knee strikes to the midsection. If he sees you're kind of blocking and not really striking, calf kicks, leg kicks. I mean, this guy's very aware and conscious of where he's throwing his strikes. And in a couple of his fights, he also mixed it up very well with his wrestling. And what I notice is when he gets top control, he works you. He doesn't sit there. He doesn't blanket you. He's gonna throw punches. He's gonna make it uncomfortable. He's gonna make you squirm. He's gonna leg in the second he sees you, turning your hips. The guy stays active. Yves Landu, on the other hand, the guy's he's like a drunken uncle at the bar. What I see from his previous fights is, yes, he does have highlight knockouts. Fun style to watch, like I mentioned. Just explosive, throws caution to the wind, throws flying knees, spinning attacks, you name it. But it seems he doesn't set anything up. He just depends on his explosiveness to catch people. And another thing I've noticed is on both fights where he caught or was able to get highlight wins, it seems like he was getting bullied. He's a little small for the weight class, and he's definitely not physically powerful to push his opponents around. Asael, being the more disciplined striker that stays busy, like I mentioned, this is an easy fight for him. I don't see Landu being able to explode on him, and Asael being this, trying to engage in the slugfest where he's gonna get caught. He's gonna stay disciplined on his feet. He's gonna stay sharp in his feet. He's gonna take him down and work him, and I actually see a submission, or even he might pound out Landu second or third round. Third fight of our main event, and the first finalist fight. We have a featherweight clash between two incredibly talented strikers, and dangerous ones at that. We have Jesus Pinedo versus Adjoudj Khaybulaev. I'm a bit conflicted here for two reasons. The first one, I love both of them. They're both fight fan friendly. Every time they fight, you're gonna get your, I would say, your money's worth, but you're not wasting your time sitting in your couch and checking out something outside of UFC MMA. Second reason is because I really don't know who's gonna win. We have Jesus Pinedo that before entering this tournament was absent for about a year and a half or two. Now granted, he's had 2 knockout wins, but they were fast ones. I didn't get a chance to really see what he's like second or third round. Good for him, because his striking is beautiful to watch. He doesn't need to wind up. He usually swings down the pipe. Even his hooks are not too loopy. He can counter you immediately with his check hooks, and apparently the second he touches you, people are going down. While Adjoudj Khaybulaev, who actually won a few years back, he won the PFL tournament. Him too, he was absent for a while, and he came back. The difference is he's gotten hurt. I've seen him struggle just a bit in exciting fights leading up to this final. Now, some might see that as a bad thing, but I always see that as a good thing. Against his fight with Kennedy, I mean, he was hurt. He was so close to getting stopped, and the guy came back from the jaws of defeat and put the pain and pressure on Kennedy. That counts for something. To be able to see you against adversity says a lot about your fighting spirit and heart. While Pinedo, although he hasn't put himself in those positions because he's obliterating the competition, what's he gonna do, or how's he gonna react if he gets hurt, right? If he gets rocked and goes down, can he survive the way Adjoudj has already proven a couple of times? Such an incredible clash of styles when it comes down to striking. You got Pinedo, who's calculated, disciplined, stays sharp and marches forward. And you got Khaybulaev, who's light on his feet, bounces on his toes, and just explodes upon seeing an opening. I really don't know who's gonna win here, guys. I really hate this, but I have to make a decision. I'm gonna go with Jesus Pinedo. The guy just seems too focused. I don't see him really being in any danger, even in exchanges that he's been in his first and second fight for this tournament. He's very calculated, like I mentioned, very careful, but if you want to slug it out with him, he welcomes it. And like he proved on the first and second one, the second people exchange punches with this guy, they go down. So I have Jesus Pinedo catching Khaybulaev in the first round. Fourth fight and our main event, and the second matchup to the finals. It's a middleweight showdown between a rising star Thad Jean and Logan Storley. Let's start off with Thad Jean. The guy's making some noise right now, especially coming into this tournament. There was already a bit of hype behind his power, his knockout ability, and boy, the guy has not disappointed. young and charismatic. I like the way the guy's been handling himself through interviews, his performances and whatnot. He reminds me, as far as his fighting ability goes, of a young Anthony Rumble Johnson. He was kind of suffering from the Jesus Pinedo thing, where they're just getting such powerful, fast knockouts. People can't even deal with a jab, that I was wondering for a moment, what is he going to be like the second someone takes him and drags him into the second and third round? And that was answered when he fought Jackson. For Thad Gene to go all 3 rounds and defeat Jason Jackson answered all those questions. His cardio was able to hold up against a guy who's known to push the pressure, who's known to out-wrestle his opponents, who's known to outwork his opponents. And Thad Gene was able to, for the most part, neutralize a lot of Jackson's offense, but also keep up with the pace. And much like that, Gene's signature, he even dropped Jason Jackson at one point, where I thought, man, this can be over. Logan Storley, another American wrestler, much like Jordan Newman, who's opening the main card. But unlike Jordan Newman, Logan Storley doesn't have that powerful striking. He's decent. I like his stance. I like his kickboxing, although still lacks a lot. But boy, can that guy wrestle and outwork you. But there's something that I've been noticing about Logan Storley, and that is his cardio, his gas tank. His last couple fights, that guy looked like, especially coming into the third round, that guy looks like he's pretty much done for, even though he's the one wrestling and putting the pressure. And it seems like he's not that confident with his stand-up anymore. Ever since he got knocked out viciously in last year's tournament, I just see him very gun-shy. He's afraid to exchange, which has caused him to have terrible setups for his takedown. I know I'm being the expert swimmer that never swam here, but watching it on television, I can see his double leg shot coming from a mile away, and that shit is just not gonna fly by Thad Gene. I personally think this is an easy one for Thad Gene. Sprawl and brawl. The guy's not gonna outstrike you. He's not gonna, chain wrestle you and eventually get a takedown. No, he's gonna shoot from a mile away, hoping that Thad Gene goes down easily. But Thad Gene seems like an intelligent person, an intelligent human being in general. I'm sure he knows this is all he has to do. He's gonna be waiting for that. He's gonna just sprawl and brawl, like I mentioned. Come towards the end of the first round, Logan Storley's gonna realize he cannot get this takedown. He's gonna be mentally checked out, the way I've seen him mentally kind of break at times. And in the second one, I'm expecting to see a classic Thad Gene knockout.